clothes come along just because. Little kids with curious hearts and furry friends who play their parts. Adventures big and stories sweet, with tiny toes and little feet. So cuddle up and laugh out loud. Small's paws and claws is where it's allowed. Small's paws and claws is where it's allowed.
As Bexley stepped into her closet, the world around her began to shimmer and shift. In the blink of an eye, her cozy pajamas vanished, replaced by a suit of gleaming purple armor. Her toy sword and pillow shield were no longer pretend. They now glowed silver beneath the light of a moon that had climbed into a sky speckled with the very same stars that once danced on her pajamas. Where rows of hanging clothes once stood, there now stretched a long, creaky wooden bridge. It swayed ever so slightly, leading out into a dark and distant castle. Bexley's eyes followed the bridge, and then... There, she gasped. There's that noise again. Her heart thudded in her chest. Something's in that castle, something scary. What if it tries to cross this bridge and comes out here? I have to find out. I have to be brave. She took a cautious step forward and placed her foot on the first wooden plank. It groaned under her weight. Creak! Bexley's breath caught in her throat. I have to do this, she whispered. Come on, Bexley, you've got this. One step at a time, she moved carefully forward, eyes wide and heart strong. Beneath the bridge was nothing but darkness. Deep shadows stretched far below, and in their depths she saw glints, shields, helmets and swords. Others had tried to cross before her, but they hadn't made it. She came to several dead ends and saw the doors of others who had tried but failed. She couldn't fail. She swallowed hard, looked up and picked up her pace. It felt like hours, but finally Bexley stepped onto solid ground again. She made it. She turned to look behind her and sighed in relief. The bridge was behind her now, but ahead was the castle. Before her towered a massive wooden door, so tall it nearly touched the clouds. The round iron handle was almost the size of her head. She rose up on her tiptoes and peered through the keyhole. Inside, it was nothing but darkness. How am I supposed to get inside? She wondered aloud. Everything up close looked much bigger than it had from the other side of the bridge. She stepped back and noticed an old wooden sign hanging near the door. It read, "Do not open box. Do not use key to open door." Curious, Bexley looked to the left of the sign and saw a small wooden box resting beside the wall. She hesitated for a moment, then placed her shield and sword gently on the ground and lifted the lid. Inside was a large brass key. It gleamed in the moonlight. The tag attached to the key warned, "No, really, don't open the door, it's scary inside." Bexley held the key in both hands. It was heavier than she expected. She looked at the sign again, then at the towering door. She took a deep breath. "It might be scary," she said softly, "but I have to be brave." With great effort she lifted the key to the lock, slid it in, and turned. Click! The door groaned and began to open just a crack. Torches suddenly flickered to life when the door was pulled open. Bexley quickly picked up her sword and shield, pulled down her helmet, and stepped through. As she entered, the castle swallowed her in shadows, but ahead, at the end of a long hallway, a small flicker of torchlight danced against the stone, and then... grrr. The growl returned. Bexley tightened her grip on her sword. She was scared, but she was brave, and she walked forward.